what are maybe some things that you can see that we can, I mean, not just you, but we can do as a community to kind of like get the ball rolling on that, especially, you know?
Yeah, I think we need to come together as a community. I think we need to make sure that our youth are paid a livable wage. I think we need to create job opportunities here in our own community for you guys, that you can have a livable wage.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the average house right now is about 265, $270,000. If you're making minimum wage, it's very difficult for you to get to home ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to make sure, number one, that you have a livable wage here in our community, and that you have access to good jobs.
Yes.
And with that comes quality of life. You guys got to have outlets and things to do. We're getting ready to open our children's museum, which is fantastic, fantastic. But you have the baseball park, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there will be more soccer and things like that in
Yes.
our community. But we need to do everything that Austin pulls you to,
Mm-hmm.
and have it right here in our own community. Why and
Yes.
why not?
Yes, I completely agree with that. One thing, just from my personal feelings, public transportation is like a big thing for me, and I don't know, like especially walking here in El Paso, it's not the most walkable city.
Right.
So at least from like a public transportation, I think it would really help too, especially if people didn't have to drive everywhere, because it's like that's where you see fit fam, you see all the accidents, you see all the drunk driving, like. And I feel like in other cities, people Uber a lot more. People, take the bus a lot more. People do these things a lot more. And for some reason here, we're just driving everywhere, even if it's like across town. Like, so I don't know. I feel like that's something like maybe we can like touch on maybe in the future. But I feel like that's a really big
Well, see,
thing.
I love your vision, and
Mm-hmm.
when people think about our community, we got to dream big like that. Why don't we have a light rail system that runs up and down our I-10?
Yes.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have Uber helicopters taking people to work from here to Blue Origins and Van Horn?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yes.
Why don't we have Waymos in our community?
Mm-hmm.
The driverless cars.
Yes. I completely agree.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
For sure.
when it comes to public transportation, our bus systems, our metros that we can put in place, we need to think big and we need to dream big.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we fall short, you're still going to end up with something.
Yes. For
You're
sure.
going to end up with something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, this city, the decisions that our city leaders are making today are for you guys in the future and your kids and your grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we've got to make sure we get this right.
Yes.
We got to get it right.
100%.
But we want you guys here. We want to focus on mental health because all of us suffer from it at one point in time in our lives. And I'm super, super excited about the future of El Paso and know that we could be so much more. But it's going to take you guys and all of us rowing in the same direction.
Mm-hmm. And just to, how much time we have? Sorry, 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
I guess just to like conclude, Mr. Johnson, how do you feel? Like, what? First of all, what do you love most about this city, and what makes the city different and unique, and also what makes you, like, feel like you're the right person to, I mean, really be the leader of El Paso and help us get to a place that we want to be at, and then our future generations want to be at.
Wow. You asked me the best question ever. And, it's tough to, it's kind of like, which kid do you like better? I have so many things I love about this community. If I had to pick one, well, there's so many things. I'm going to pick that I love the people.
Mm-hmm.
We have some of the nicest people in all of the United States, all over the world, right here in El Paso. They make you feel at home. The culture is one that I've embraced and I've loved for many, many years. So I would say it's the people, followed by our work ethic, followed by our warm hospitality. There's so many. I could just keep rattling on and on about all of the greatness that I love about El Paso. The weather, over 300 plus days of sunshine. So there's so many good things I love about the community. And to touch on what makes me different to be a mayor, you look at all of the things that I've done in my business. I've got an international business as well. You touched on a tequila company I started.
Mm-hmm.
I've employed thousands and thousands of employees in El Paso and throughout the United States and the world. And I give back to the community. You're talking to a guy that has scholarships at Texas Tech. My family has a scholarship at UTEP. So not only am I talking the talk, I walk the walk. I put back into the community. I want to make sure that we have a thriving community for everyone. I understand large budgets. I understand what it takes to be up at night when you can't make payroll. I know what that feels like. I know what that anxiety feels like. And, I've been there, done that. So I think with my view, my perspectives on the city will be different. I have some incredible relationships throughout the state of Texas as well as national. We can dream it. I'm going to go out and get it. I will leave you with this and say that, here in El Paso, far west Texas, and some of us will tell you this is where Texas begins, right here in El Paso. We have to go get ours. No one's going to just give us anything. So I promise you, I will be the mayor that will get up and go out and get it. If whatever we want, if it's in Austin or if it's in Dallas or San Antonio or Houston, Galveston, Corpus Christi, Laredo, Brownsville, wherever it's at, I'm going to go get it. Because we deserve it.
Yes, sir.
We deserve the best.
Being that there's especially when you look at social media, you look at the news, it's a very pressurized political environment, it feels like. And there's so much, just a lot of controversy, and I feel like there's a lot of people that may be a little bit pessimistic about the future and voting. And so what can you say to someone, especially my generation, who maybe feels a little bit like there's no hope for the future or a little bit pessimistic about it? And what can you say about the importance of them going out to vote, especially here in their local elections and stuff?
Yeah, so your greatest equalizer in life is the ability to go vote. That makes us all equal. I think, although at times you may get discouraged, you've got to look back in history and look at what has gotten us to where we are today that allows us to vote, specifically people of color. And you've got to exercise that. It's a right for you to go and vote. I think it's more important for the youth to understand that you are making a difference. If you don't vote, then you're not making a difference. So you've got to find that place and say, you know what, I'm going to make a change not only in my community, but for my future. If you don't do that, then that's your greatest equalizer. You can go vote. Think about how many people have died for us to be able to vote. So why not go out and vote? I encourage everyone that whether you haven't signed up to vote, to make sure you sign up to go vote. This is a very important election. This is going to be one of the most important elections in our lifetime. We've already witnessed history. You've seen a lot of things happen here in the last week or two that we've never seen before. Yeah. So you'll be able to tell your kids about this history-making moment that you were living in. But it's incredibly important to vote and to help guide your community. That's what that does. If you pick the wrong person in the wrong office, that's the direction you may end up going. So you've got to go and say, you know what, I really love this guy Renard. He's going to be the best mayor in the world. We're going to go vote for Renard. So that's what we got to get done.
Yes, sir.